So it's 2026, and that beautiful European river, the Danube, is, as I think environmental scientists call it, fucked. It flows through many countries, and a lot of different countries are noticing the problems in different ways. The Hungarians, the National Water Authority there, they measured the levels a few days ago in Budapest, 9 inches. Now, that sounds shocking to me. The previous record low was 13 inches in 2013, so it's a lot lower than that, and 13 inches sounds outrageous. There are many ungood flow-on effects from this. So the Hungarian Prime Minister, whose name is Peter Magyar, he says, for the first time in 44 years, the entire Pux nuclear power plant will be completely shut down due to the record low water level of the Danube. And an energy crisis situation may arise because they use water from the Danube to cool the nuclear facility. And that plant produces nearly half the country's electricity. No biggie. In Romania, August the 3rd, the Cernavodă, you can take that to the bank, nuclear plant, also uses Danube tubes to cool itself. So they thought, we've got to address this problem, and they did the smart thing. They got their navy to do a controlled explosion of 180 kilos of explosives to move a whole bunch of large rocks, restricting the flow of water, to move it towards... I know you're not allowed to talk, but you can if you want. To move the water towards the nuclear power plant. And they said, the operation was absolutely a success. It will help the cooling of the plant and water transport on the river. Of course, the plant may still have to temporarily at least or occasionally suspend its operations, but their acting defence minister said any extra day of it working is worth more than the cost of the explosion. One day. On top of this, cargo ships are forced to significantly reduce their loads, and they're slower and you can get less of them on the rivers, so it's more expensive and slow. Tourism effects, riverboat cruises are disappearing. One river boat in Bulgaria on the Danube ran aground. None of this sounds good. Unless you're a historian or an archaeologist.
Here we go. That's what it is. Yeah.
This is your song.
This is my song and your song.
Yeah. I'm just glad we found a gnome to write it.
It's time for a little bit of science. I'm Will Grant, an Associate Professor in Science Communication at the Australian National University.
That sounds important. I'm Rod Lamberts, a 30-year science communication veteran with the brain, mind, spirit, soul and steely gaze of a teenage boy.
And today, as well as the effects of the Danube being super low, we've got, hey scientists, gonna need to work on your messaging.
A, and hopefully not too I.
We've also got some antiquity updates.
Ooh, I'm also going to do a Viagra update.
I don't like nuclear power plants that don't have sufficient cooling.
Yeah, because some people, the fussy ones, say you should cool them sufficiently, otherwise things go awry. But the Romanian solution, blow shit up.
I get it.
Blow a hole in the river so we get more of the water. It
smells like you get more water for like 4 seconds and then you're back to the flow that was there before. I don't know the geography of the situation of the geography there. So
there is a lay of the land.
Yeah, well, indeed.
And there is some topography.
One's got to know the lay of the land.
Yes, with the topography.
But, oh my God.
I love it. I wish there was a whole story in that, but I was just like, no, it's just funny.
But this goes, same thing happened. We talked a couple of weeks ago about the cruel heat in Japan. And it's like, if you rely on electricity, which the world does, but that electricity relies on cooling from water, and then suddenly you're too hot for that, like that's a vortex of I don't like.
Implications.
Like that's a torment nexus to me.
Repercussions.
Yeah.
I agree. But I'm not talking about it. I'm going to talk about the fun stuff. I'm going to talk about the salad days.
Okay, so we're not worried about the climate here.
This is a good news story.
What do we got?
This is a good news story about the Danube being reduced to basically the feeble little stream of a dude with a very large prostate trying to have a wee-wee.
Like that. Yeah, okay.
So in Bulgaria, in July, the bit that flows through there, very, very small and trickly, but it revealed the remains of what is believed to be an ancient mammoth skeleton, which is cool. They're like,
a mammoth.
What do you know?
A mammoth.
If we didn't have almost no river left, we never would have known that.
That's awesome.
So a local villager in Ryahovo village went, that's not a dog or a horse. And then they got people in. It's like, we think it's a mammoth, so that's cool. Croatia. The receding water revealed, as they put it, a skeleton of a cargo ship called the Fulton, which is a transport ship for coal going down the river in 1937, and it sank. Okay. I don't know if it's got a lot of historical value other than, look at that,
There's a thing.
A ship from 90 years ago that carried coal. Near the Croatian town of Opatovac, perfect pronunciation, Opatovac, a Nazi warship, the remains of that basically didn't float to the surface, became
There
revealed.
were Nazi skeletons inside?
Back in Hungary, perfectly preserved Wehrmacht DKW NZ350-1 motorcycle from World War II.
Oh.
DKW, of course, stands for...
Deutsche Kloppenheimer.
Yes, or the other version, Drumpfkraftwagen.
Kraftwagen.
Your Drumpfkraftwagen.
Oh, I love that.
And human remains were found beneath the motorcycle,
Well, indeed.
not above, beneath.
I mean, if the skeleton was still holding on to the
Of course they
motorcycle,
were. Wehrmacht.
like
World War
it's-
II Wehrmacht. You
it's
do not release...
Ghost Rider. Yeah.
Verlassen Sie nicht the motorcycle. And so they said there are identity tags that are well preserved on these soldiers so they could be identified.
Okay, you can go back to the family. That's cool.
And say, we found Grandpa.
And who gets to keep the motorbike? Because I feel like restoring a World War II motorbike that has been in a river to working that'd be a craft project. That sounds great.
Well, I mean, that's why they say, like, perfectly preserved. I'm thinking, perfect is probably doing a lot of heavy lifting there. But
Yeah, indeed.
identifiably preserved, structurally
Known to
familiar.
be motorbike. Once was
exactly.
motorbike. That's
That seems not a mammoth.
its nounishness is still there.
Exactly. And the two dead men, they say, they're going to be buried in the German war cemetery west of Budapest. And I feel like there's a lot of going on there in a German war cemetery. I believe there are 16,000 people buried in that cemetery. Could you come and take your corpses away,
Just
please?
some of them, not all of them.
Anyway, this is good, so they can identify them and they can bury them. They also found in the similar region German Telemine 35 anti-tank mines. Cool.
Telemine.
I know. Remnants of hand grenades, artillery shells, all that good stuff that kids love to play with. And it seems that this stretch of the Danube, according to the Hungarian Institute of Military History, was probably a war debris dump. So these things, I don't think the motorcycle...
Yeah.
You would hope they got in there by
It
accident.
wasn't a Steve McQueen situation of doing a jump into the river.
Well, it might have been because there are people under it, but it's like, I can jump this. No, you can't, Fritz. I certainly can, Heinrich. Okay, I'll come with you.
What are you doing under my motorbike?
And sploosh, and then, well, hopefully one day the Danube will reduce to a trickle and will be able to be discovered. So more exciting, exceptionally low water levels on the Danube exposed, again in Hungary, a Roman altar dedicated to Jupiter, which is pretty cool. Jupiter was the king of the gods for the Romans. Archaeologists hoped they were going to find a medieval ruins of a Pentelic monastery. They found that and they were like, that's pretty cool. It wasn't a Pentelic monastery. So they found a fragment of an altar, and a few days later they discovered other fragments in limestone on tablets. So basically they're going, there's a whole bunch of Roman shit in this region, and that helped, the Danube being in a terrible condition. The coolest find of all, though, this is my favourite. So in Bulgaria, or Bulgaria if you would prefer, the enlarged prostate trickle of the Danube revealed foundations of the Constantine Bridge. So it's nearly 1,700 years old. It was opened back in 328 AD by Roman Emperor Constantine the Great. Constantine the number one.
Constantine. He's a big dog of emperors.
Yeah. The first. I don't. The second was...
He's not the first emperor.
No, he was the first Constantine. But the Constantine the second,
as
pale shadow.
Edward Gibbon says, is responsible for the decline and fall of the Roman Empire. But it took a long time.
Is that what Edward said?
Yeah, Gibbon. Yeah.
He's always been against Constantine.
He blames the Christians. But it took a long time.
In the timeline of history, the 200 years is the blink of an eye.
Yeah, but it's almost like saying, my analogy's gone.
It's like saying stuff about things that are relevant to this situation. There's no question.
Like it's unfair.
Far be it from me to pick on Christianity. I pick on all religions equally.
Good.
But not here. So that was opened in 328 AD, and it linked the ancient cities of Ulpia, Oescus.
I just want to pause.
Okay.
Like Constantine himself opened it.
Yep, he had the giant scissors.
No,
and
well,
the
that's
ribbon.
what I'm wondering. Like, are we saying? I get that the Roman Empire built it.
Yeah.
Did Constantine go and open it?
Yep.
Like,
and he personally bit the throat out of 14,000 slaves.
I do like the concept of Roman Emperor doing like. Here's what we bring for
Good
you.
eye, I'm here. Here's a bridge.
Have bridge, like, and there's a ribbon cutting ceremony. But
it's a nicer bridge.
But there must have been some sort of political ceremonies. Like people are looking forward to it.
Surely.
And there would have been local dignitaries that go, all right, we're going to celebrate this moment.
This bridge is a big deal. It's like it's more than 2 kilometers long too. Like,
are you serious?
Big ass bridge.
That's a big ass bridge.
Yeah, this is like a shitload of bridge.
Yeah, okay. I think you get the dignitaries. So yeah,
I would have thought so. I don't think they found any remains of dignitaries though.
And also, we sacrifice someone.
One of you noble folk.
One of you.
You're going to go on to glory.
It's got to be the most noble person who is not powerful enough to get out of it.
So that's pretty impressive. Yeah, the 2 clicks long linked a city in Romania to a city in Bulgaria. But it's also regarded possibly one of the longest bridges in the Antiquity times, but it didn't last very long. So by 367 AD, it had been basically destroyed. So it only lasted 40 odd years, about 40 years before it stopped and then got buried by the water. But luckily, climate change fixed it. So my takeaway from this is when life gives you catastrophic climate change induced environmental horror lemons, you make beautiful, fascinating historical archaeological lemonade.
Thank you.
I love that. Good.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I have some antiquity news for you as well.
Yes, you do.
This one comes from the journal Antiquity. And I love this because, well, it pushes against some ideas that we have both about the ancient world and about the modern world.
Yeah.
And it's got a nice overlap of a couple of different types of research going in here.
I got to say, whenever I hear someone go, oh, actually, this thing that you've been told for 2,000 years is bullshit, and I think, that's awesome. And also, in 10 years, you're going to tell me that too is bullshit because we found something else.
Look, I think there's a chunk of, we have to work with what we've got. In any ancient history, it's like you might have partial written records or you've got archaeological records. And it's like you've got to try and work out what you've got.
And your LiDAR scans.
Yeah, all of that.
Yep.
But also, I think the thing we do have to remember is so much of ancient history of different periods, and I'm not saying it's not now, but of different periods has been self-serving. And this story might be self-serving as well.
Yeah.
But they wrote with a certain sort of view. The idea of old forms of economy that basically emerged and it comes towards capitalism, like that's serving a certain sort of agenda. Anyway, so this one, the ancient city of Mohenjo-daro, Indus Valley.
Oh, the Indus.
So if you go back to your ancient river civilizations, the Indus is one of the good ones. You got your Nile civilizations, your Euphrates civilizations, your Indus River. But Mohenjo-daro is it's the largest city of the Indus Valley civilization.
Oh.
It achieved a peak sort of 2,600 BC, so BCE to 1900 BCE. So about 4,000 to 5,000 years ago, it was city-like. So this is sort of contemporary with different periods in Egypt.
Yeah.
Certainly some of the early Egypt stuff. But there's a flourishing city there.
It fascinates me that there were these full-on cities at a time almost too remote to imagine, really. The functional day-to-day. I mean, people had to eat and sleep and do poos.
We've always done that, yeah.
It's just, it blows my mind. Like, we had a functional, full-on, like a big-ass city.
Well,
many of them.
Come to that in a bit because there's some awesome things. Now, a lot has been known about Mohenjo-daro for quite a while in terms of what sort of civilization it was. I just love this. Some researchers, what they've done is they've looked at house size in Mohenjo-daro because you can get maps. You can see a lot of the houses. Yeah. You can see what would be the outline of the houses. There's a lot of stuff still there, but also you can see the layers of the different houses. So you know the dates roughly of this house, and then this house has been built on top, and this house has been built on top. Yeah. And so using that, you can construct a picture of the wealth distribution in the city over time.
Love it.
The fascinating thing here is basically what they're arguing is if you have like giant palaces and then small hovels, high inequality. You got your god emperors like the pharaohs.
Then nothing.
And then nothing.
And shitholes.
And everyone lives in shithole.
Yeah.
Common in Egypt at the time.
Yeah.
Mohenjo-daro, nothing like that.
Really?
Like they've observed before that there's no palaces really. Things are a little bit weird. There's nothing really big. Huh. And what they do is they convert this to a Gini coefficient, Gini. This is the coefficient we still use to look at inequality around the world. It's a number between 0 and 1. Basically, you put every country or every city or every civilization on that scale.
Yeah.
0 means perfect equality. That means everyone has exactly the same amount of money.
I love they've made 0 the perfect number.
But 1 means perfect inequality, means one person has all of the money and no one else has any. Now, neither of those are at all possible. I guess you could theoretically go, you make a micro society, like you've got 10 people living on an island, and you could go, okay, we formally divide all wealth equally. Yeah. You could say that is a high quality society. So
for 0. The 10 minutes after we set this up, totally high quality.
Or flipping around, you could have a micro society again where one person is like some total dictator and they control everything and everyone else is their slave.
Yeah.
So in a micro society, maybe, but anything larger than 10 people, it's kind of implausible to imagine anything. Yeah. But you can put every society on there. I would argue, and this is a value judgment, that high inequality societies are probably going to be a bit problematic. So what they've done is by looking at household size, and this is a pretty reasonable thing. Like still the same for us now.
Not household, house.
House size. Yeah, literally house size.
Yeah, literally,
like the square meterage of
yeah.
house. It's pretty plausible now. Like you could look at a house chart and go, okay, if you have some people that have airport hangar sized houses and some people have the hovels, you've got a fair bit of inequality. Back then, okay, so they look at Mohenjo-daro and they compared it with a bunch of others. So they've got from similar periods, the Bronze Age Greek city of Knossos and the Maya site of Palenque. Knossos with a K? I don't know. But they're like 0.86 or 0.75.
Okay.
High inequality.
Way up. Yeah,
what that means is they've got a king who's got a lot of power and
a few courtiers and then all poor bastards.
And then all poor slaves down the bottom.
Yeah.
But Mohenjo-daro is way down the bottom, 0.44. So they can't find any palaces. So it's a much more equal society.
Interesting there that 0.44 is very low, but there's still a long way to go.
Oh, it's not
from
perfect.
0 to. But what I mean is, that to me is interesting. Like this is looking like a shining light.
Yeah,
and it's still only 0.44.
Look, what it probably means is there's like solid middle class and solid working class, and maybe they have slaves or something. I don't know that.
Pretty much Canberra.
But it means there probably isn't your Uber overlord sort of situation.
Yeah.
And what they're saying is, instead of gold-filled tombs and huge temples, Mohenjo-daro focused on sophisticated brick-lined drains, organized street layouts. As well as this, you've got better urban infrastructure.
Every time better.
They have systems of a credit and debt system that is decentralized. So everyone's you've got deliberative spaces. So
tick, 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 tick.
It's just a nice piece of like archaeological work using mathematics to analyze it here that says not all things were, you just had, pharaohs at the top, that it's like
not everything's a 1930s Hollywood take on
absolutely that ancient societies organized themselves in so many different ways, and this seems to be one where they chose to go, hey, let's be a little bit more equal, let's make the drains a little bit better and not have a god emperor.
Look, A, yay. B, someone's going to come along within the next 2 to 15 minutes and say, house size, blunt indicator of garbage. Well, let's get into. But for now, as you say, you got to go with what you got right now. I'm very curious to see what happens in a town like this one where we live right now, because house size is going off.
Australia has the biggest houses in the world now.
We don't need them.
No, agreed.
My house is too big, and I don't need that. But I've got a big block, so there's space around. People don't understand space.
But also, if you've got a 2-dimensional house, as in like 3-dimensional house, you've got.
I do have a 3-dimensional.
A 3-dimensional. What I
mean,
we
paid extra for that.
If you've got multi-stories,
not
going to be visible in the archaeological record, I'm afraid. It'll just get your walls.
They'll be able to tell from the depth of the foundation that it took extra weight, therefore probably had more than one layer.
Okay.
So Samuel King and his colleagues, they're pretty excited. They work at Stanford, the Arc Institute as well, California Research Organization, and they're authors of a new study published in Science, which we've never had.
Is this one where people should work on their messaging a little bit?
Look, I'm interested in your take, because this is one of these rare moments where, and we might as well leave this in, where we've both done the same story and don't realise, but it'll be interesting to see what the takes are. Because here's my take. What I enjoyed was how, for starters, they're manufacturing new viruses, which is tops, or rather new viral genomes. In itself, no big deal. And again, as you know, dive in at any point. Scientists have been doing this kind of stuff for decades, manufacturing viruses.
Depending on how you define it.
Depending on your messaging.
Yeah, well, it depends on what you're doing. So I wouldn't quite say decades. Scientists may have been. Okay, using CRISPR and things, we certainly have the capability to edit viruses, edit genomes.
We do.
To make things that are new. However, to design from scratch, I don't know how much that...
Who said from... No, we do this to learn how viruses work.
Yes, good.
Fair enough. And to investigate antiviral drugs and vaccines. Again, fair enough. And the language put here was, biologists have uncovered some of nature's grammatical rules for what makes a virus, but many remain a mystery.
Uh-huh.
So these folks used an AI model from OpenAI called Evo.
Wow.
This is a piece of irrelevant trivia that I knew you needed to know. So I wanted to see if they could get the AI to find more of these grammatical rules that they haven't found yet.
AI designs new viruses. There's the big balls take.
Yeah, it's fine. The good thing about this is it's all fucking fine.
So these researchers.
Yeah.
They got AI that was not ChatGPT but made by OpenAI.
Very ChatGPT-ish, allegedly.
A large language model Trained on genetic codes from a variety of viruses, bacteria, plants, and people.
9 trillion nucleotides
Well, there you go.
stuffed through the system.
That is a lot.
9 fucking trillion.
How many nucleotides have you?
6.
Well, okay, all right. So trained and then said, okay, produce a particular type of virus that doesn't infect humans. So a bacteriophage. It only infects bacteria.
It only affects apparently E. coli.
Which is great. So they got 302 AI designs and then synthesized them. So AI designed in computer.
Yep.
And then synthesized them in the lab, as in made these using the virus maker machine.
Most didn't work.
Yeah.
Most didn't work.
16 did.
They
Proved
did.
effective at killing E. coli bacteria.
I loved it. And here's some of the language I read from this study. They said, how did they put it? In one dish, at least, clear dots began to appear in the cloudy film of bacteria.
Yep.
Which is an indicator of them multiplying, which is apparently really good news. The viruses burst out of the cells, leaving behind the ruptured husks of their dead hosts.
Yeah.
Which is great because it means they were viable,
Yes.
aka
Yes.
can murder other bacteria.
So, okay, aside from the benefits, I just want to talk about the security of the situation. So this is research being done in a secure laboratory that's like I don't have the biosecurity protocol.
It's 9 miles underground,
Yeah, I don't know.
17 doors.
But so this is not bursting out. But this is the messaging point where it's like designing new viruses. A, the world has viruses already. Did we need more?
Probably many, enough, perhaps.
Using AI to design virus. Now, I totally buy into the argument that we should learn how viruses work, and
Yes.
and computational synthetic biology, AI techniques can absolutely help.
100%. 100%. No argument.
But there's a bit of me that's like, so you design some new viruses, and yeah, they can't hurt us.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Because we did it on something that only touches E. coli, so don't worry about it.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Look, but I think the other version here is we can learn a lot of this, and this is also a demonstration of a proof of concept that clearly it is possible to use the same technology to maliciously create new diseases.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Didn't you read it? They just did it on one that doesn't affect humans, so it's fine. It's fine.
Now, I know that it's not easy to do this. Like, let's assume that the lab is well funded. It's chock-a-block full of the right equipment, both the computational equipment, the data that they need to put into it, the genome synthesizing systems, and then the testing facilities. So all of that is tough. And you need a bag of PhDs, grads, other people all the way through it to know all of these things.
Yes.
So I'm not saying it's simple, but
they do exist, and in more than one place.
But it has been done now. It's not like some lone backyard guy could go, hey, ChatGPT, make me a virus. It is not that.
You forgot a pivotal word. Yet.
Well, but...
Yet.
Well, there are other... like, as in, you need different machines than ChatGPT can do. But it does...
Sure.
It does point to a direction where it's like, oh, some of these are possible. And it's not like your terrorists are... zero-funded institutions.
The article I was reading said they got a bunch of non-involved people, experts. A guy from Oxford, protein chemist, he says, these are not just sickly versions of the stuff that already exists. So that's a good start.
Yeah.
So we're not talking interesting experimentals. They were not radically new creations. They tend to be very similar to natural species. They rely on the same underlying biology. But we don't know exactly what they are because they are truly unique.
Yep.
And not found in nature. And what I enjoy is this bit. In the US, at least, computer-based research, like generating viruses and DNA with AI, is not prohibited by policy unless it involves an entity of concern.
Entity of concern?
So like smallpox or something.
Okay,
so
like
if you try and fuck with smallpox, no, naughty. But if you fuck with something else, it's like, well, we don't know that. And this other research says, so it's easy to tell if a natural virus like smallpox is an entity of concern. What about everything else?
I think actually it is worth putting in context of what the other potential benefits are. You know,
Sure.
You know, we could look at designing virus that get rid of malaria,
To cure viruses.
but might solve some significant problems out there. Or you could look at designing viruses or genomes that are drug delivery pathways. So
100%.
There are absolutely some awesome things here. But wow, does it open up a new world here?
Yeah, I mean, look, the history of science has taught me one thing. What could possibly go wrong?
Look, we'll probably learn. And
I bet we will. And if we're lucky, we get to keep on living to do something with the knowledge that we got. It's just like, it sounds so nice, right? You've got these people who are very clever, and I think the main author is a grad student. It's impressive work, 9 trillion nucleotides. Fuck me, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But
this is also, I know we on here have poo-pooed I might not have laughed at the stupid mistakes of AI.
Of course we have.
But this is actually one of the places where computational AI assisted research is actually doing things you literally couldn't do otherwise.
Oh, hell
what
yeah.
you are doing
Hell yeah.
is quite a targeted approach. You are learning from a whole bunch of data sets that do these things and then saying, okay, what can you do in this case? And it doesn't, and it might be random. Some might be errors, but building here, you literally couldn't do this without the AI computational techniques. So this is
ethics aside and concerns about the future. I love it. I fucking love it. I love this shit happening. I think it's so interesting. I think it's so sci-fi. Love every second of it. Then I go, but what if? But my gut goes, this is fantastic.
Look. I think the thing is
so much fun.
We say the what if.
Yeah.
I don't think there is sufficient security protocols that can actually stop all of this. The lone actor, the well-funded terrorist group, or the malicious state.
Yep.
Malicious states absolutely have the capability to one day do something like this. They can
The
see this.
upside is most of them have a tenth of a brain where they go, yeah, but if we release this, it could come back and bite us too.
Yeah.
Like as a rule, if you're smart enough to do this, you're probably smart enough to go, implication.
Yeah.
My fingers are crossed.
Let's hope.
My fingers are crossed. PDE5 inhibitors. I know you know what they are. PDE5. They're medicines. They relax smooth muscle cells and they widen blood vessels to increase blood flow.
What do we use them for?
Well, the most famous one is sildenafil.
Oh.
We'll get to that. Started as a potential angina treatment or to treat coronary artery disease. And at first it wasn't that promising, so they fucked with the doses. And they actually accidentally discovered there were stiffening effects of this drug.
Erections. So we're talking Viagra.
We are talking Viagra. So in 1998, it became the first widely approved treatment for erectile dysfunction. Viagra was born. Since then, other uses have been found for Viagra, but also other versions of these inhibitors. So there's another brand name called...
Potato soup.
Potato soup.
I thought you wanted me to guess some other uses for Viagra.
What I can't... And I
gardening? Like, is it...
Well, look, how much do you like gardening?
I didn't mean as literal as that.
How much do you wish you liked gardening? Or would your partner prefer you liked gardening? So Revatio... It's licensed to treat high blood pressure, particularly in the arteries of the lungs. Because it relaxes blood vessels in the lungs, it makes it easy for the heart to pump blood and improves exercise capacity. So I'm surprised athletes don't dope on this. Maybe they do. Other PDE5 inhibitors, they've been investigated or used to treat cardiovascular conditions and urinary symptoms. So there's a broad brush.
Okay.
Cialis, which a lot of Americans in particular have heard of, which is tadalafil, which is a similar drug, being licensed to treat enlarged prostates.
Okay.
There's also research suggesting Viagra could have other benefits for men who are living with prostate cancer, like for side effects, etc. And a couple of years ago, researchers from Oxford, they found Viagra could potentially help treatments of and even prevention of vascular dementia. So what that is
What's vascular? Yeah.
Well, it basically sildenafil gets into the blood vessels of the brain, and it can improve blood flow and how responsive the blood vessels are to changes in blood pressure, etc. So what that means is you get improved blood vessel function in people, and particularly those who've had cerebral small vessel disease after a minor stroke.
Yeah.
So it can help sort of open it up, smooth things out, and get things flowing.
Yeah. I always like things flowing. Like that's me.
We like flow. So basically, this sort of stuff demonstrates the potential of this, and this is important, well-tolerated, widely available drug to prevent certain kinds, at least, of dementia. So there's ongoing research into all these things. And there's more. And currently, the most recent one, for cancer.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm very serious.
Viagra for cancer.
So apparently men, of course it's men because there's Viagra, men who are taking Viagra before being diagnosed with lung, prostate or colon cancer had better survival rates than men who weren't.
Really?
That's the kickoff.
Is there like you got to take it a lot? Is this
just if they were
they were using?
I've got lung, prostate, and or colon cancer,
and they didn't know. So this is not
didn't know. No, they were just taking it anyway because they'd like to have a little bit of the intercourses. So they take the pills, and then they got diagnosed with lung, prostate, or colon cancer. It's like you guys are surviving better than the dudes who weren't taking the little blue pill, which is interesting. Then there's more. Those who are taking Viagra and statins, for high cholesterol, even higher survival rates. So they're going like, what the fuck? And cholesterol is key here, and I didn't know this. So from the journal Cancer Research, I know you're reading the latest issue when I came in to start recording. Apparently cancer cells need to get their grubby little cancer fingers on cholesterol to help them metastasize, to spread. Yeah, apparently cholesterol helps metastasis.
Oh.
Spreading of cancer
so
through
delicious.
the body. No, like they're the stuff of good times. So anyway, sildenafil helps prevent cancer cells from getting hold of the cholesterol it needs. And the quote was, an unexpected mechanism by which the drug appears to disrupt tumor metabolism and limit metastatic spread. So it basically disrupts their ability to mobilize and use cholesterol to spread through the body, which is pretty cool. So it doesn't actually kill the cancer cell directly.
Yeah.
But what it does is...
Disrupts how it goes around.
Yeah, it consistently, they say, reduce the ability of cancer cells to migrate.
This is weird. This is so weird.
Very weird. And in combination with statins. So cholesterol effect plus the blood vessel, etc.
So what you're saying, be on
implication.
some old people drugs and you'll be better off.
Yeah, if you don't want to
hit
get
old people
cancer, already
diseases.
be on something that you didn't know about and might not be good for you.
This is a great treatment plan.
It's not a plan yet. Yet. Science, as you know, sometimes happens in stages.
No, I get it.
Sometimes. So they say after they adjusted for multiple confounds, potential things that would confuse the results, sildenafil use was associated with improved survival among patients with lung, prostate, colon cancer. So there have been experiments done on mouse and human cancer cells, not full bodies, just cells, including breast cancer cells.
Yeah.
And lung, colon, etc. They show that sildenafil reduces the ability of those cells to migrate, to metastasize, whatever. So, like, cool as hell in theory. But you got to be careful. Here comes the warnings. The findings are observational, so correlational.
So don't just go and treat yourself.
Don't just go and treat yourself to some Viagra.
I mean, treat yourself, but don't treat yourself.
So, to be clear, as we said, this is not a controlled trial, perfect study. The analysis is retrospective too, so that kind of shit happened. People look back and went,
Yeah.
there's something going on. So you can't determine whether sildenafil was responsible for the outcomes. Also, the study only examined whether there was people who were giving Viagra to patients after they were diagnosed. So it was not talking about people who were given it afterwards. So they're not saying, if you get these cancers, start taking Viagra. This is all about people who are already on it anyway.
Yeah.
But it really did make a difference, it would appear. So we don't know. So my takeaway is simple. One, anything Ozempic and those sorts of drugs can do or can't do, Viagra will fix, because Ozempic can do
So
everything.
you're saying a combination of peptides and Viagra.
Will fix everything. Shit you didn't even know you had, shit you didn't even know you need to fix. And my other question is, if Viagra ends up helping women with non-erectile dysfunction issues, what could the pill do for us?
Wow.
They should take Viagra and we should take the pill.
Wow, that is so woke/bro podcast.
Such science.
There you go.
I'm all about the science.
Listener, if you want to know about a particular bit of science, send us a question. You can send it to our email address, which is cheers@alittlebitofscience.com.au.
/ There's no slash.
Don't do the slash.
Because that would be a website, not an email address. I just learnt that. Technology
Basically, Steve
Irwin.
Gates Musk.
Steve Gates, Irwin Musk.
Yeah, Irwin.